Okay everybody, we're almost at the end of this series, so let's see what happens when pretty much all of the characters finally make their move, and risk everything in the process. Green Lantern War Journal number 10 is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with art by Montos, colors by Adriano Lucas, and letters by Dave Sharp. The title of this issue is Of Dreams and Nightmares. John Stewart has flown directly into the heart of the Dark Star, and already the willpower of Olgren has begun to overtake him. The Revenant Queen's plan is to use John as a host for Olgren, a vessel through which her father can return to the universe. All she needs to do is put the Dark Star ring on John's finger and wait for the willpower of the Elder God to overwhelm him. As the will of Olgren takes over John's mind, John starts to experience Olgren's memories. There's an eerie, dreamlike quality to the whole thing, as John himself is playing the part of Olgren in these scenarios, reenacting someone else's life as though it was his own. This memory confirms that Byla is in fact an Elder God, brother to Olgren, and uncle to Ajna, aka the Revenant Queen. We also learn that the Dark Star Ring was originally created by Ajna with the help of Byla, so that Olgren could easily summon his daughter to his side, ensuring that they'd always be together no matter how much distance was between them. The more of Olgren's past John reenacts, the deeper John sinks into the sea of Olgren's will. But he hasn't drowned in those waters yet, and is actually able to snap out of it and regain control of his mind a few times. Maybe it's just to psych himself up, but John starts trash-talking Olgren, saying that this is no big deal, he's fought gods before, and that this isn't even really Olgren, just Olgren's will, which isn't even pure anymore since it's been poisoned by grief and rage. But that, it turns out, is the entire point. Everything John's experienced since becoming a Lantern, the death of his wife Katma, the destruction of the planet Xanshi, the fall of the Mosaic world, the manipulation of the bounty hunter fatality, it's all led to John becoming a being of tremendous willpower that was shaped by grief and rage. He is the perfect host for Olgren. So John clearly needs help, and Lantern Shepherd would love to give him some, but he can't get out of Sector 2814. The whole sector is still under quarantine, and a blockade of United Planets lanterns are attacking him with overwhelming force. They eventually defeat Shepherd, and are about to confiscate his ring, when Gardner shows up. Everybody still thinks Guy is playing ball with the United Planets, so they trust him when he says that he's taking Shepherd to stand trial on Oa. In reality, Guy is just taking Shepherd out of range of the UP lanterns, so the two of them can go off and find John together. Meanwhile, back on Earth, everything is quite literally coming unraveled. The illusion that had been keeping John's mom insulated from the outside world is falling apart, as her worsening condition makes it more and more difficult for Ellie to deceive her. The protection offered by this place was only temporary, and now the defenses have weakened to the point that Varen can finally break in. And he immediately shatters every lie that John and Ellie have told their mom to make her happy, to make things easier. He confronts her with the truth that Ellie is dead, that she's been dead for a long time, and at this point has been dead longer than she was alive. He once again wears the face of John's abusive father, warping and infecting this representation of their family home with his own putrid light. In Varen's own twisted mind, John took everything from him, so it's only fair that he take everything from John, starting with his mother's life. But Varen isn't the only one who can enter the Construct house now. Steel, both John Henry and Natasha Irons, burst through the wall and attack Varen with everything they have. But this is a fight they weren't prepared for, and ultimately all they can do is distract Varen long enough for Ellie to pick up her mom and carry her away, though there may not be anywhere safe for them to go. Varen has changed, and I don't mean the way that all Durlans usually change their shape. Ever since coming to Steelworks, he hasn't attempted to take his normal form. When he first became a Radiant Dead, he still looked mostly like he did in life. But now, whenever he isn't purposely wearing the face of John's father, he defaults to this shadowy, wraith-like form, and declares that he's taken the name Star Shroud. Last issue, the Book of Oa described the Dark Star of the Fen as burning brighter than any other star, yet instead of emitting light, it was a shroud that covered everything in darkness. Varen has become an all-consuming shadow that's hell-bent on snuffing out every bright light in John's life, starting with his mother. He bites her, which probably means that Varen just gave John's mom the Radiant Dead infection. If that's the case, then I get the feeling John may be able to stave it off if he puts his own Green Lantern ring on his mom's finger. But that begs the question, would John's own infection flare back up? As usual, the creative use of the comic book medium is off the charts during the Earth scenes. Everything is nice and clean and orderly until Varen shows up, at which point we see reality warp and the page layouts become chaotic. Even the panel borders react in pain when Varen lands a decisive blow. This is great. It's always a treat to see what the art team does with the pages focused on John's mom. Although I think my favorite creative choice in this issue is the fact that the page introducing Shepard and the page introducing John are both laid out exactly the same. So that's it. 2 issues left. Do you think that's enough time to resolve everything? Can one of the best Green Lanterns outwill an Elder God? Can Ellie handle Star Shroud, without John's help? Or can John somehow wrap all this up and make it back to Earth in time? I'm really curious about what you think the final 2 issues of this series will be like, so please tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll be back soon with issue number 11. Until then, thank you for taking the time to watch. My name is Dan, we'll talk again soon.